Hey everybody, welcome to the YouTube channel. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and hit the like button, subscribe. I try to upload new content as much as I can. So, I got my brother with me right now. And we're going over to a meet over there in Springdale. And just something a little bit local. So I figured this would be a good time to make a quick video real quick. I gotta say, for this car, it's pretty nice for the price of it. And you can find these cars, it's a 2006 SRT8 Chrysler 300. And from 06 to 2010, they made 425 horsepower and 425 torque. 425 horsepower and 420 torque. They came with a 5-speed auto. And I mean, for the price of it, you can find them under 10 grand, and it's a pretty good bang for your buck. I mean, the seats are crazy comfortable. Me personally, the front seats are a lot more comfortable than the rear seats. Got some black and blue up here. Hey. Somebody done effed up.
I got a stupid flying down the road like that when you got from on the shoulder.
Yeah, no joke. So, I guess while I got a chance about it, we'll make a quick video really quick while we're cruising over there. This SRT8 has 131,000 miles on it, and was able to get a hell of a steal on it if you ask me for 85. Paid $8,500 for the car, and 117,000 miles is what he got it. So, to me, that's a pretty damn good deal for what you're getting. This particular one, I don't know how well you can hear my brother too, because he's talking too. He doesn't want to be on camera though, so that's alright though. Whenever he got the car, it used to have the hookups. They said that he had it on there and was running it for a couple of years, if I remember right. So I mean, these cars differ from everywhere you go, no matter what you do, especially with the DAs and whatnot. The worst time I think had on the car, and the fans were working, it was pretty hot. I think it was running up towards 230 to 240 degrees. And the worst time I think was a 13.6 at 104. It's 104 or 105, something like that. It was 106. So, now to put that in more perspective, for those of you guys who don't know, whenever the car gets so hot, hold on one second. Oh, shit. Oh, thank you. Sorry about that, guys. Anyway, to put that in a better perspective, whenever the car gets so hot, the car is programmed, or the computer is programmed to pull timing once it gets so hot to kind of protect the motor. So, and I mean, you got I believe that's it's a factory doubled in with navigation, dual heated seats, dual climate control. You got the one-touch sunroof, the one-touch up and down windows. You got your clock there in the center. I know a lot of the people that get these cars are like, man, let's go crazy, hammer down all the time. But even for a car this heavy, I mean, 180 on the speedometer is pretty freaking insane. But heck, even then, 0 to 60, I believe is 5.2. Alright. Staying corrected, the 0 to 60s in these cars are 4.6 seconds, which is pretty good for a car this size. It is rear-wheel drive. I'm not much of a Mopar guy, so I'm still learning a lot of this stuff too. I don't believe it has a limited slip in it. I could be wrong. I don't know. Like I said, I'm not a Mopar guy. I don't know much about the SRT8 package. It could come with a limited slip, but I'm not 100% sure. These factory, I believe, have 308 gearing for the final drive. I have done a little bit of research on them. I believe that they have 308 gearing for the final drive. So, but even saying that, it's still not a slouch. And also for you guys who don't know, it is the 6.1 liter Hemi. So, don't get it wrong. A lot of these cars that I've seen just say 300C. And there's also another one, it's called the SRT8 Design, which is just the 300C that has the 5.7 Hemi with an SRT8 trim. So with the SRT8 trim, you get the radio, you get the seats, you get the dual climate control, you get the dual heated seats, but you don't get the power that the SRT8 does. Because if I'm not mistaken, the 5.7 only makes around 350 horsepower. And now, this is talking at the crank, not at the wheels. So, I mean, at the wheels, that translates only to like 280, 290 wheel. Now, going on the different forms and stuff for the SRT8, the highest numbers I've seen that are recorded for a 80 wheel horsepower was the high crank numbers. But like I said earlier, all those different things affect how the car performs. Now they don't tell you. Whoever was looking at that one, the one that was recorded was at 380 horsepower. What did he? If it's cold outside, hot outside, whatever. That's just the highest recorded bone stock numbers. The least amount that I've seen was 350 horsepower at the wheels, and that was the least I was able to see. As far as going and doing my research and whatnot. So that's just a little heads up too. Now, one other feature on these cars that is pretty neat is the windshield wipers. I think it's pretty neat. I know a lot of the newer cars have it, but this being an 06, I don't know many cars that are 06 that have the variable windshield wipers that go faster or slower depending on how fast you're going. Do it?
Depending on how much water it takes.
Or it depends on how much water it detects. It's like a water detection system on what's on your windshield. And like I said, to me that's a pretty neat little feature. One other thing that kind of took me by surprise, because I've looked at a couple different not SRT8s, but a couple of different 300 Chrysler 300s, and the 300C has, in the little center console, has a little built-in DVD player, and I believe you can only get that with an SRT8 trim. Now, I could be mistaken. It could be a factory option. I'm not 100% sure on that, so don't quote me on that one. Now, we're cruising here doing the speed limit and whatnot. And like the meet that we're going to, it's about a 30 minute drive. And I say 30 minute drive because there's no one out here. The road's completely empty. But I mean, I have a messed up back. I have several herniated discs in my back, bulging disc, several pinched nerves, the whole yards. And even like whenever I'm in my wife's car, my wife has a 2002 Hyundai XG350L, has leather seats, whatnot. For a 2002, it's a nice car for a 2002. But I cannot stay in her car very long riding as a passenger without it just killing my back. But I like with this car, the seats, they hug you really, really well. Like, whenever I say really, really well, I mean really, really well. It has bucket seats in the front and the rear. So, I mean, whenever you get in the car, you're just getting hugged. And even for this car, for the factory, it doesn't have a bad factory system in it for the audio and whatnot. Which to me was very surprising. It has one, I believe it's a 12-inch speaker in the truck. It's one 10-inch sub. I believe it's, what was it, kicker? It's a 10-inch kicker. And I believe it's 6-inch in the doors, right? It has 6x9s in the doors. Like I said, it's my brother's car. He knows more about it than I do. So I'm having to ask him a little bit just to make sure that I'm giving you guys the right info on it.
Doors and dash.
Do what?
6x9 door speakers and dash speakers.
So that's something new for me too. I didn't even know that. It has 6x9 door speakers in front and back.
Front doors.
It has 6x9 in the front doors and 6x9s up in the dash as well.
Speakers on the back deck.
And also speakers on the back deck of the car, so.
Right now, if you feel me, you think it's a choice. I ain't gonna talk. You don't need all that noise. This shit gon' be different. I set my intentions. I promise to sleep.
So it's really not bad. So I mean, if you want to listen to something, kind of chill out, you got a nice ride. You got the sound system. You can go listen to some Beethoven. You can go listen to whoever you want to listen to. And it's not gonna matter because someone pulls up to you trying to flex on you or whatever. You got the power to get away. From the time that we've had this car, or well, I say the time that, what the hell? Man, I ain't gonna lie, I'm kind of glad I'm on live right now. I don't know if you guys saw that too. That dude seriously just pulled out in front of a car. Then almost went on the head-on traffic. I'm surprised they didn't try swerving in front of us. But anyway, from the time that my brother's on this car, we've taken it to the track twice. We've taken it to the track twice, and once, my bad. We've taken it to the track once, and there were several cars that I didn't think this car was going to beat, but it did, surprisingly. It was I want to say it was early 2000s Chevy Camaro SS. Had a little bit of work done to it. It was a 5-speed, and I mean that was one hell of a race. There was a 454. I'm trying to remember what it was.
Chevy.
It was a 454 Chevy pickup. I want to say it's the S10.
Yeah, that
Do it.
or the car finally top flipped over right there.
Do what?
There's a car and truck that was the car that got hit and rolled over right back there.
Right there?
Yes. I was on my way home earlier.
Oh, damn. But, I mean, I'm talking like, there's a couple cars, that have been raced at the track that I thought of that would be able to beat this car. Not in a long, long time. But surprisingly it did. Since my brothers had ownership of this car, like I said, it's no slouch. You definitely get what you pay for. As I believe even with it running hot, computer pulling timing and all that good stuff, the worst time was a 13.6 with the best time a 13.4.
Oh, there's
I'm on YouTube Live, so. Anyway, guys, we're almost here. I'll go back live here in a few minutes. We'll talk to you guys then.